The following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy. Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy.
It's patriotic.
It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world. I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome in to another edition of The Wyldeside with Eric Clark. I am your host, Eric Clark, saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day to give my little video a watch and a listen. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to dig it, give it a share. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, following me on any and all of the social media. I have linked down below. That way, if there's a band, song, video, something you want me to check out, you can hit me up with a DM or leave your suggestion in the comments below the video. Now, if you are going to hit me with a DM on social media, please no spamming. Unless you actually want to send me spam or any other treats, there is a mailing address down below. If you are going to leave it in the comments, become a CONCURPA. That is a concurring Sherpa. You are my Sherpas on this new music journey of mine, and of course the I concur thing, so it's a CONCURPA. All you have to do to become a CONCURPA is give the comments a cursory glance. If you see your suggestions already been made, just like that original comment and reply with I concur. That'll help my old burnout resin-coated DJ brain get everything into a nice little organized list. I can put it in the handy dandy notebook. This one's full. I think this is the last page. Yeah, this is the last page of this handy-dandy notebook. So keep those suggestions coming. Also, if you would like to help the channel grow, become a Patreon member. You don't have to. You don't even have to subscribe to the channel. This is all if you want to do it. But if you would like to contribute, become a Patreon member. All you have to do is click that link down yonder, and there are a couple of different tiers that you can choose from to become a Patreon member. Before we get started in today's video, I do want to say thank you to Connect 200 Music to See and Aunt Betty's Nut Butter. Today's video is coming from Facebook, Bobby Alonzo, who gave me quite a few suggestions, and I've landed on this one. I am a little familiar with the lead singer of this band. I had done a video for Ad Infinitum, and they said, hey, if you like Melissa Bonney, you should really check out this band, Dark Side of the Moon. I had seen this pop up. I thought it was people covering Pink Floyd because I'm that out of the loop. But we're checking out today the Dark Side of the Moon featuring Melissa Bonney on vocals. And the track is The Gates of Time. I am never disappointed by Napalm Records. So good job, guys. Get in touch with me, okay? We should have a relationship. So I'm looking forward to it. It's The Dark Side of the Moon, The Gates of Time, here on the Wyldeside. Let's check it out.
Silence.
right. Oh, there's more. Sorry. All right, there you go. Dark Side of the Moon from Napalm Records, The Gates of Time, as suggested by Bobby Alonso from Facebook. That is a really good rhythmic mainstream metal track. Right when it kicked off, I started to get vibes of Disturbed released an album called Believe. There's a song on there called Rise. Or is it Believe or is it Pray? No, it's Believe. And red cover. Yeah. And there's a track called Rise that really comes in like this. Really good rhythmic metal riffs, good traditional sound. I wrote down great throwback tone on guitar. There's a really good foundation to wrap the rest of the song around, that really good traditional tone coming through that guitar. I also wrote down smart use of harp. A lot of times when bands include ancillary instruments or non-traditional instruments in metal and rock and roll, it can be misused, or they want to feature it too much and they put it out there and it becomes disjointed. That is a really good mix and very subtle use of that harp until it needs to be. So very well done, very well created. I didn't see a bass player in there, so again, it takes a creative mind, similar to the Doors. It takes a creative mind to figure out another way of creating what is known as a bridge builder. That's what the bass and the drums really are. They're the builder of bridges to go from one section to another. So having a bass player and a drummer together is usually very template for music groups. So you want to be able to build those bridges. And I didn't see one there. So they're very creative in how they get from one section of the piece to another. And her vocals are really good. Melissa's vocals are so good about being light. It's going to sound silly. It takes a very certain type of vocalist to powerfully put forward ethereal, meaning airy. Okay, so when I'm listening to this song, I have all these colors flowing through my head. Each instrument is creating its own color spectrum, and they all combine together as they're layered to go through the overall sound to create that energy around it. So her vocals are really good about ebbing and flowing within those layers. Very well controlled. Nothing, no sharpness to what she was doing. Everything flowed very well. She didn't sound like she was pushing anything yet. There was the weight of it. A lot of times when singers try to get weight in what they're singing, they'll push, and you can hear it. You can hear the strain. Nowhere in there did I hear her, or even live, I doubt, she would have to strain very much because she's staying within what she knows, and she's really good at controlling that. So this is a really good mainstream rhythmic metal track. Right up there with Evanescence. Really good orchestrated, very well composed, very well put together. They rise and fall at the right points. It's not too frenetic in its impetus, so you have opportunities to breathe within the song. The song breathes itself. So it's very good mainstream. And mainstream can sometimes be heard as a pejorative by a lot of people, but in my industry, mainstream and formulaic also have good qualities. So you want mainstream, you want formulaic. So these are things that make music successful. So you want that. You want these certain tones and these certain sounds and these certain textures within your construction. How you manipulate those certain traditional sounds, tones, and elements is up to you. That's what separates bands. But there's something to be said for a band that understands how to put together a really good rhythmic mainstream metal track. In the early 2000s, they would call it new metal, and it wasn't. It's just rhythmic metal. It's just a little bit different pace in the metal. It's not the doom. It's, even though the lyrics could be a little painful or emotional or whatever the case may be, the underlying tone of the song itself is forward moving. Does that make sense? The music is forward moving. Even though it's ebbing and flowing, it's still moving forward in its tone. That's a rhythmic metal track. So very well done creating a very simple, again, 4 instruments, including her vocals, layered just right, breathing at the proper times, allowing each other to exist within each other's spaces. And again, very smart use of the harp. Very smart, very subtle until it needed to be, used exactly how it was supposed to be used, and then off you go. Same thing with that guitarist. Created the riffs right when they needed to be there to create that forward momentum, and then when it was his turn, brought in that really good, rich, thick, traditional texture that you're looking for in your tracks. So very well done. Dark Side of the Moon. That was Bobby Alonso with that suggestion, The Gates of Time. Again, if you have a suggestion for a band song, video, something you want me to check out, subscribe to the channel, follow me on social media, or become a Patreon member. Everything is linked down below. And don't forget, we're live streaming twice a week, Wednesdays 11 a.m., Saturdays 2 p.m. Thank you very much to Connect 200, Music to See, and Aunt Betty's Nut Butter. And speaking of Music to See, a lot of these bands that I've been doing videos for, Music to See, my buddy at Music to See, has photographed them at their shows. So if you really want some excellent prints of some of your favorite European metal artists, go to Music to See, link down below. He is a gold medal award-winning concert photographer, and I am blessed to have him as a sponsor of the show. He has provided photos for some of my thumbnails. Just a brilliant photographer, really good. A lot of his pictures, what I noticed about Holger's pictures are that you can feel them. He's really good at capturing moments of shows that put you there in that moment. So check out Music to See. Make sure you're checking him out. Grab you a couple of prints of some of your favorite artists. So thank you to all of the sponsors. Thank you to you for taking time out of your day being awesome to give my video a watch and listen. Make sure you're looking out for each other. Make sure you're looking out for your neighbor. Try to do at least one good thing a day. I am Eric Clark. That was Dark Side of the Moon, and this is The Wild Side.